Now, we also found out yesterday that Brad Marchand is a big fan of Mitch Marner, especially after being teammates. I just want to read you this quote. Mark Masters had this one. He said, "He's always been one of my favorite players as a fan of the game. I loved being his teammate." He said, in the dressing room, the choice of playing Nickelback after every game, he said, Mitch was on music, so he had that blaring, but it was in his recently played, so you know that's what he jams out to.
Hell yes. Hell yes. Burn it to the ground.
Yeah.
It's
a jam.
That came out at the height of everyone hating Nickelback for like no real good reason.
They were just popular.
Yeah.
Overplayed.
And then that song came out and we all had to be like,
Shit, it's good.
have you heard that new Nickelback song? Pretty good.
Marner is likely to test free agency. It's unlikely that he or Tavares sign an extension before the March 7th trade deadline. The reactions to this have been mixed, guys. What do you guys think about both of these players and the Leafs not rushing to sign either of them?
I would like to go back to the 1800s, place that report in a bucket, and throw it out the window into the cobblestone street below. We've gone this far without knowing what's going on with the contract. We haven't really heard numbers. We haven't really heard years. We haven't really heard if he's staying. We haven't really heard if he's going. I'm not interested in hearing it now. Things are going too well.
So just enjoy it?
Things are going too well. I'm going to enjoy it. He's playing the best hockey he's ever played. Listen, I don't think it's a coincidence that this came out now. He's never had more shine on him than he currently has. He scored an overtime winner for Canada.
Yeah.
He set up the overtime winner for Canada.
And it's no secret that Darren Dreger is connected to his agent, and he's the one with the
is
report.
that known? Is that something people have discussed?
That is known.
Yeah. So, of course, that report came out now. Of course it did. And, of course, he reported it because why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Right? So, he's going to stay or he's going to go. I'm not doing this again.
Jesse.
Yeah, the Mitch Marner contract negotiations for me aren't really a story until their handshake line that the Leafs are in to end their season.
Or
whether it's... Yeah, well, you still got to do the handshake line, whether you're winning the Stanley Cup or not. And I think at that point, we will know what direction the Leafs should go with Mitch Marner. Yep. Like, his contract, unfortunately or fortunately, hinges on playoff performance. We know already he is a great regular season player. He doesn't need to play this season to prove that. No. He's done that, and he continues to prove that. It's about getting it done in the playoffs, and if you can win with him as a core piece in this team, they'll discover it again this year, whether they can or not, and then you make a decision on the contract, because you'll still have a month and a half from when they get eliminated, depending on where they get eliminated. Maybe it's a couple of weeks, maybe it's a couple of days.
Maybe it's a quick turnaround after the parade.
But then that decision's easy. Blank check. You won a Stanley Cup, or you went to the Stanley Cup final, or you went to a conference final. Blank check. Who cares?
16 mil. Old Steve Dangle loves a good jersey number in a contract. Here you go.
And then if you get eliminated early, then you have more time. Then you work out those negotiations. So I think it's for an after the playoff things. The playoffs will provide light on what to do.
But I also, guys, mentioned a different player in there, too. And
John Tavares?
Oh, I thought you were asking about Mitch.
I asked both, but isn't it interesting that Mitch takes the center stage on that, which he should? Tavares is a little bit more interesting because he's been great.
Yeah.
But there is the age concern. There is the speed concern. Do you guys have any concerns there? Do you have any thoughts on it? Or you just go, forget it, put it in the back, who cares?
I mean...
Wait, same thing. Like, do you wait?
Is there a better candidate for deferred salary in the league? Right?
Yeah.
Like think of the CRA stuff, which... has there been a resolution?
No,
to that?
that'll take years.
Right. So... Let me get paid forever, Jake McCabe style. We already know the Leafs will do it. They're doing it currently with Jake McCabe, right? So I think if any team can get creative about a contract with Tavares, who has had a very good year, it could be them.
I think if the number is right on Tavares, I would do that deal. Like, I feel like he's somebody who should stick around here, and I think you can get him on something good like 6.5.
Yeah,
and that's for your second line center for next season. That's fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
What I hope doesn't happen is they're not like, we need to wait for Mitch, and then we can do John, and then we can do Nyes, or we need Mitch, and then we can do Nyes, and then we can do John. good business is good business. Come up with a good deal. Do good business.
Yeah, no, that's exactly how I feel about it too. It's like if that contract for John is sitting there and he's like, yeah, I'll take 6.5 for 4 years or 3 years, just fucking sign it.
If there's a good deal for Nice
Yep.
and a good deal for John, but you haven't figured out Mitch yet. Okay, so you have two options. He can walk, right?
Yeah.
Or here's what you do. You load a few other players into a cannon and you fire them into the horizon to get Marner done.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, there's a lot of moving parts. I don't think it's complicated. I really don't. And that's why I saw that Marner report and some people got upset and I'm like, fart. Like, it's when you've been doing the same thing with this player for so long, if he walks, people are going to talk about whose fault is it that he walked. If Marner walks, it won't be because of a mistake the Leafs made this year. That mistake was made 2 Junes ago. But by the time he gets to the end of his contract, they let his no move kick in. They're like, hey, we're going to trade you. He's like, no, you're not. And that was the end of the conversation. Like, we've done this 1,000 times. I think it's very simple. They've won 3 straight games after the Four Nation face-off. I'm in a great mood. They're first place in the division. You are not killing my vibe here.
Does how light the Eastern Conference looks right now scare you? That this could possibly be 2021 again?
It does scare me because I'm damaged. Anyone else is like, ooh, opportunity. Like, it's either, like, I don't know. We always talk out of both sides of our mouth as Leaf fans. It's either, oh, man, this playoff format sucks. We always end up third. Or, oh, man, we're playing a team that stinks, which means we're going to lose.
Yeah.
Like,
Because
God, just win, have a deep run.
The way I see some of the guys framing, the insiders and stuff, framing the trade deadline for the Leafs is that there's opportunity here with kind of, you look at the East and you say, Washington's really good. Outside of that, you got question marks about every other team, and the Leafs have a serious opportunity to make a run because there's no real competition that you'd put on paper and say the Leafs should lose the series.
Injuries with Florida too. Matthew Tkachuk, we still don't know. Like, I know Paul Maurice said he'll play for them, but that's nice. Paul Maurice is not a doctor. Coaches say shit all the time. That is not true. John Cooper is a master at it.
He played in the final for the States.
Yeah.
He played less than 7 minutes.
But he played.
So I believe him when he says he'll play.
Yeah. It's just how much. We don't know.
Kyle Connor just chilling in the press box. Bet the popcorn was good. Well, you got to question that decision.
So if they go into the trade deadline, they take those big swings because there's opportunity. Are you guys more confident in them going into the playoffs, or do you just have nervous energy no matter what?
I think you have nervous energy no matter what, but I think they have to take the swing.
Yeah.
This is year 8, guys, of Matthews. This is year 8 of Matthews, Marner, Nylander.
Yep.
If not now, then when?